Hey, this is Julian with FiteHaus. I'm here with BKFC Cruiserweight Keegan Vandermeer. Thank you for joining us today, Keegan.
How's it going, Julian? Glad to join you.
Oh, it's going great. How's things with you?
Been good, staying busy, working on just getting back in there, getting ready for things to happen again.
That's great to hear. Yeah, I know things didn't go quite the way you wanted them to go your last outing. I see you've taken a little bit of time off to maybe train a little bit more, perfect the craft a little bit more, maybe try to fill any holes in your game that there may have been. Is there anything you could tell us about that?
Yeah, I did take a good lengthy break since this last fight. What I've done is, I've just been working on perfecting my skills a lot more, working on getting stronger. I did have a pretty significant facial injury. I had to have my nose reset. I had to let my face heal because I had a break in my orbital. I had a few fractures in my orbital, so I had to sit still for a little while. And then I was very tentative for a bit. You've got to let the body heal when stuff like that happens. You just got to learn to sit still. So I did take my time getting back into it. It just took some gathering my strength and gathering my wits again.
Nice. Can you tell us when you're thinking about maybe trying to get back in there?
Yep, I'm trying to get back in there probably around April, May, if I can help it. There is a couple of things within this next, in March that they've got going on, but I think the timeline probably just suits a little bit more kind of like late spring, early summer.
Awesome, and as I mentioned at the start of the interview, you're now a cruiserweight, coming down from light heavyweight. What made you choose that decision?
I'm naturally 185 is really just going to be, that's my real weight class. That's when I'm at my best, when I'm at my peak physical form of fitness. I weigh around that, and I do walk around in the 200s, but I'm just realizing like I'm a big dog, but there's some bigger dogs in 205, and I've got to work my way back up to that threshold to be able to work there.
That's great to hear. Is there any names in particular that you're thinking about at cruiserweight? Anybody that you'd like to maybe give a call out to, or just anybody on the radar?
Shoot, man, I heard a couple of people were thinking about competing in that weight class, and I saw a post even recently with Conor McGregor, man, and he said he wants to get a couple of fights in BKFC. So I mean, as much as he would probably weigh into that class, I could fit into that class too. So that'd be pretty exciting. That would definitely be a fight that'd be a dream come true. But everyone else can get the smoke too. There's not anyone that's off limits. So
awesome. And speaking of Conor, they recently did that press conference over there in Italy.
that was wild.
Yeah, there's some big fights planned there.
There's some huge fights, and I'm really excited to see what Italy has in store because I think Chris Camozzi's a really solid fighter, and being my training partner, I mean, I've seen levels to this guy, and he's just everything that people are saying that other people can do in that weight class, Chris can do and more.
So are you saying you're taking Chris over Lorenzo?
He's very capable, and Chris seems to have been one of the only guys that really took Lorenzo to that place. So I think Chris has an edge, and now he's got the title. So you see, and you're never going to face the same person twice. So I think some of what Lorenzo's saying is about, sometimes you might fight someone twice, you're not really going to see the same person twice. So that's credit to both of them too, because those guys are elite. They're super elite. They're high caliber, and you don't see them run into the same stuff twice a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And speaking of McGregor, he mentioned something about wanting to sign Fedor to BKFC. Would you love to see Fedor in BKFC?
I have no doubt that Fedor would probably do numbers, insane numbers, and he's just got like that quiet mystique to him, and it appeals to the crowd. Like Fedor is like one of those guys that when you think about violent combat sports and just great finishes, like greatness and all that, like people mention Fedor. He's still super relevant, still up there.
Yeah, 100%. And, people are kind of knocking on the fact that he's, a little bit older now. I think he's like 50, but, power is always the last thing to go, right?
You gotta be scared of those guys that are older. You have to be, because just because someone's well-aged, it doesn't mean that, like you said, they're not any less dangerous. They got mileage on them. So you might be able to hit them a few ways they might not have been hit before, but as soon as they touch you, bro, That's what BKFC is really cool for too. Is that there's sleepers out there, sleepers, major sleepers. You get into the right spot, boom, it's a wrap. So, and Fedor is one of those guys.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Well, kind of keeping with the heavyweight division real quick, if I could get your opinion on a recent fight that went down. Mick Terrell versus Big Ben Rothwell, like that one was a long time coming, and
man, that was such a huge punch. It kind of reminded me of my first fight out here in Denver. Big punch, man. Shout out to both of those guys. The heavyweights are really doing it up for the people lately. We've got some crazy, exciting finishes and some fights and some collisions that we can look forward to this year. But I was completely speechless when I saw that. I just couldn't believe that it happened so quick, and that he flew through that punch. He followed through so well. So we're starting to see Ben Rothwell start to improve on certain things as well. You know, we only get to see little bits and pieces of some of these guys' performances, but you're seeing like every time they come back in, boom, they're here, and boom, they're here, and boom, they're here, and we're seeing an evolution of the sport.
Yeah, right. I mean, right before our very eyes. I mean, and it seems to be pacing a little bit quicker than the UFC might have been at this stage of their infancy.
As far as excitement goes, hell yeah. As far as popularity goes, hell yeah. I think BKFC is well on its way to leveling out with a lot of people in the combat sports area. Very, very much on its way, and they're getting faster. Every fight, every major event they put on, they're starting to put stuff on over in Dubai. Every time they do something like that, it's another huge leap. And these leaps are just getting larger and larger with the promotion. So big shout out to them. I'm proud to be with a company like them.
Awesome. Well, speaking of shout outs, is there anybody, any sponsors, any friends that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Brian and Jamie Marinek, the owners of Colorado Combat Sports Academy, and Eric Mitchell. Great place, great people, love all of them, and all the people over at the Sports Academy. I'd like to give a shout out to Team Genesis, my fight team, the team that I fight out of, my people, and Coach Jake, and everyone over there just helping keep me in line with my goals, helping me keeping me grounded. And I'd like to give a shout out to UFC Gym. The people here at UFC Gym have just been super awesome, and they've been helping me out with just like some of the little in-betweens. I'm able to bring my dog here and work, and I'm having a good time here. So thank you everyone that's just really been rolling with me in my downtime, because it does get like that. And I want to let everyone know that like when things like that happen for people, there's always just a little bit of low. It's highs and lows in the game. So learning this kind of low and bouncing back from that has been a learning experience for me, but I'm here for it. I'm here for every new experience this game's got to offer.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Keegan. We won't keep you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.